Hello and welcome, my beloved community empowerment training community, my beloved Juicy Life leaders. We are starting here with today a series of minimum 3, maybe even more episodes, because I have titled them with a huge claim, with a huge title, How to Stop All Wars. I was happy to see that not a lot of people pushed me back on that. So people are getting used to my bold, big claims because the current situation between Israel and Palestinians is just, I don't want to say inspiration, that's the wrong word. It's the context or the trigger for me offering this. And I want to make the disclaimer, I will not talk about that specific situation. I don't have enough expertise in politics or history, and I don't want to get into this kind of discussion here, but it's a context. It's like a current event we all watch or are even touched by, knowing people there involved. So this is a context. This is a current zeitgeist context. And yet what I'm providing to you in the next 3 sessions is coming from my expertise in neuroscience, change management, people dynamics, etc. From my over 20 years of working in the corporate world as a change agent and executive coach, and from my inner knowing, my inner unshakable knowing. I know that stopping all wars is possible. That doesn't mean we accomplish that in my lifetime, but I know it's possible. And I had the subtitle designed. Hi, Steve, so wonderful to see you. I have designed the subtitle for the series, Neuroscience of Peace. And that's important for me because I want to give it a scientific foundation. I want to make it clear here, this is not woo-woo, this is not naive, throwing pink petals over horrible situations or difficult challenges. I want to develop something with you here together over the next weeks, which is science-based, yet utterly practical. And my commitment is to end each community empowerment training with something tiny, practical, real, what you can take with you and use to either shift something in yourself, help others, do something, just like one nugget per session where you can do something about more peace on this planet. And I don't say that to pressure you. It's just how I address you, how I see you. I see everyone who is choosing to be in my circle, to be in my world and show up here, some of you nearly every week. I see you as a leader. I see you as an activist for the overall good, the overall well-being of all people on this planet. I treat you as mature, mentally, emotionally healthy, stable adults. And whatever I give you, I never give that to you to pressure you that you have to do that, because I also see you as being capable of choice. So you are free human beings and leaders. And obviously you can do with what I'm giving you here, whatever you choose to do. And obviously my hope is that you implement it, that the seeds I give you are landing in fertile ground on your side and in your very unique ways. All of you have a different fertile ground, different minerals, different kind of water and amount of sunshine, and each of you will sprout your own absolutely unique way of juicy life leadership with the seeds I'm giving you. And today it's part 1. We will have minimum, from what I have mapped out so far, 3 parts and maybe more, because stopping all wars is important. And the neuroscience of peace is something I'm literally developing here with you while I teach it to you. So I'm also very grateful. I'm grateful for you as a community, because this is how my brain or I operate. Without you, my genius would stay dormant. I need you. I need this audience. This is why I also not just shoot it alone and speaking into my screen and upload it to YouTube, seeing your beautiful faces, looking into your eyes, does something to my brain and pulls out different things than if I were just looking into a camera. So you are part of this creation. Even if you never say a word, you are co-creating what is happening here. And by you showing up, you already express leadership. I want you to know that you matter. Without you, this here wouldn't happen the way it does. So whatever comes out of it, how great or banal or whatever it is, you are part of it. This is a co-creation, even though I'm the one who does most of the talking, but it might be a twitch in your cheek or the way your eyebrow moves, which changes the triggering sensual input from my brain, and I say something different because of your smile or your tweak in your eyebrow or whatever. We will never know. We will never know. This is a mystery of co-creation, and I love to be in that mystery here with you. So thank you for showing up. I dive now, as agreed upon with the early being here of you, into the content. You take notes of your questions, and I stop the recording to have a shorter video for those of you who are watching now the replay on YouTube. We are doing this for you to make these videos shorter, so it's easier for you to consume them. And then we have our second meeting among us with questions and answers, diving deeper. And those of you watching the replay, if you want to join us live here, if you want to co-create and be able to ask questions, please sign up using the link below the video, juicylifeleader.com/free training. It's free. This is a free community empowerment training. I'm going with the golden three for each of our three parts. The three main nuggets today, and I was thinking hard to make them as mysterious and abstract, the titles of the bullet points, as possible, to not give it away too quickly, because I want you and your brain to be in a mood of anticipation. So we will talk about you and peace. We talk about you and power, and we will talk about you and I have not written it down because the third most important topic of today doesn't start with P. And I was thinking maybe while talking, I come up with another synonym, a word which also starts with P, because I love alliteration so much. So we see. And before we dive in now, let's do a ritual to connect and wake us all up, because some of us are early morning, like me, some are late evening. We have here two from the other side of the globe here with us, from me here, Volanyo and Yushuya, you are literally on the other side. So you know those. They are the golden three. We clap 3 times our hands, then we cross our arms, clap 3 times our shoulders, and then we use our fingertips to tap 3 times on our 2 brain hemispheres. And through the arm crossing and the clapping, we are activating both brain hemispheres and especially the corpus callosum, so that we have not only our analytical mind to communicate and learn here, but also our analog right brain mind, our creative, soul-connected, emotional, artistic mind awake. Ready? Take a deep breath. I count on 3 and then we start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to sense how this simple ritual of 3 times clapping on these different body parts. I sit a bit straighter, I have a shiver running down my back, and I feel some tickling here on my skull. And if you ever choose to join the Juicy Life Leader Academy, all my training videos start with that. Because it's when you repeat things like this, it literally creates a beautiful conditioning effect on your brain. And I allow you to steal the golden 3 before you go in any Zoom meeting or any meeting. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do this for yourself. And if you have teams where you feel safe enough to do these crazy things, do them with your team. I promise you, your teams will be more effective and shorter and to the point, and people are present and awake. So the golden 3. So the first very short, beautiful introduction, you and peace. For me, the topic is embodiment. And the quote from a famous person you all know from history, and the quote was one of the very first memes running through the internet 15 years ago. When was the internet going public? 18 years ago. One of the first viral quotes you saw on every timeline is the beautiful saying, which for a few years now, I hardly see it any longer, which is good because it got a bit overly used. But today I'm using it very consciously, from Mahatma Gandhi. You have to be the change you want to see in the world. I say that again for those of you who have forgotten this beautiful meme. You have to be the change you want to see in the world. Which means, and if I'm too fast, you can, show me hand signals to go slower. By the way, we also have at the bottom of Zoom these nice reactions, and there you can show me hearts or clapping hands or some celebratory confetti, which is lovely for me to get some feedback this way. So this is a beautiful quote about embodiment. And when we claim here to go for the possibility of ending all wars and bringing peace worldwide, well, we have to first embody peace. So the first session here today, the first part is a bit, it's a huge topic. We could just talk about that for a few days. But I want to give you a few impulses, inspirations, so that you, when you leave here today, can feel and think and explore that in your life. What does it mean for you in your different roles of fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, leaders, teammates? What does it look like and feel for you in your very practical current circumstances and life to be peace, to embody peace? So that when you enter a room where, I hope it's something you understand, in Germany we say when you enter a room and you sense there's thick air. Is that a metaphor everyone understands when I say there's thick air? You enter a room and you sense there's tension between people, there's something going on, there's a war in quotation mark, sort of under the carpet, swiped away or something, that just you entering the room, just that fact that you are there because you embody peace, you start shifting the energy. You start touching the people in the room. Yeah, you could cut this tension with a knife. Yes, similar to thick air. Thank you, Steve. Yes, we have that. We say that in Germany too. Yes. So these kind of situations, we all have been there. And it's so easy to get triggered by what's in the room, the tension, and react to that instead of holding our embodiment of peace. So that's like the first layer here I want to give you. And that for me is the foundation. If I had, project contract with the White House or the UN or any kind of government and diplomatic group, would be literally the first lesson I would work with them. How can you go into a diplomatic negotiation when you are triggered to go into war, into a battle, when you're yourself not at peace, when you're yourself going into, oh my gosh, I have to change the other person's mind. I have to convince them. If you are ready to battle going into a negotiation and into any kind of conversation, is it with your spouse, your children, your team members? It doesn't matter. Being the opposite of what you try to accomplish doesn't work, period. And this is by the way, for all goal setting, and suddenly a book comes to my mind. I have to look it up and I will share it via email. There was a beautiful book where an American nurse went on a sabbatical to Australia and did a huge walkabout with Aboriginals. And there's a chapter in that book where the family group, the tribe, I'm not sure if they use the word tribe, was giving her the leadership in the literally in the desert, and she was freaking out, believing that everyone will now die because she's such a bad person, not trained to be in this whole environment and situation. And her key goal was to find water. And I don't want to give you away the solution of the chapter, but that chapter comes right now to my mind in regards to the whole topic of embodiment. We as Juicy Life leaders, we as a first foundation to be peace activist, we have to embody peace. That's just the foundation, period. And we will discuss when I stop here with the teaching for today, how this could look like. That is you and peace. Embodiment, embodiment, embodiment. So the next one, you and power. Because as a Juicy Life leader, peace activist, we will fail to stop all wars if we buy into a collective, common believed lie. And when I talk about common believed lies, you know I'm talking about the patriarchy. The patriarchy is a system which has created structures and cultures to ensure that we believe certain things. And one thing, welcome, Anne, so beautiful to see your face here. I'm so happy you join us. We are here at point 2, you and power, regarding being peace activists. And I know you have so much to contribute to that. We will have, after the training, which I'm recording, time for Q&A, and I hope you will contribute some of your wisdom there. So when it comes to us individuals and power, in the patriarchy, we all, most of us subconsciously, some of us who do a lot of self-development work consciously, and yet we are fighting to even consciously get over that lie. The patriarchal lie about us individuals, about you, including me. The lie is, and I say it with the I statement, how it resides in our beautiful brain. The lie is, I don't matter. Say that, please, out loud to yourself and feel where in your body it resides. And be honest with yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 of feeling true. 1 means, I know this is a lie, this feels not true whatsoever. And 10 means like written into stone, I don't matter. When it comes to ending all war, I mean, there are how many billion people around the world we have right now? 86 billion, I'm not sure, but it's in the billions. And there's a war in the Middle East. I'm living on another country, another continent. What can I do? I don't matter. I'm helpless. When it comes to the big problems in the world, climate crisis, immigration waves, national conflicts, wars, who am I? I don't matter. I'm just a tiny, in Germany we have the phrase, I'm a small light, which I find very sweet, that expression, even though this is a lie to believe I'm a small light, but it has a spiritual, nice connotation of being the light. And that comes, I give you a visual, the hierarchy inside the patriarchy. This is the symbol of the hierarchy. We have here the boss, or in old times, the king. Here's his crown. And most of us, we perceive each other, ourselves, and most of other friends and family members, we are the masses. We are one of the people. Or in modern times, in corporations, you have the CEO here, and then you have under him or her the board. And then under the board, you have the different departments. And I make it now here crackle very fast, because that goes down a few levels, as you know. And a few years ago, we had these waves of cutting out whole levels. But ultimately, in our subconscious mind, again, we believe in the whole scope of global themes and topics, we are down here. Yeah, I don't matter. And that is something I want to bust today here, this lie, and I give you hopefully a powerful different context. And obviously it's up to you, your choice, what you choose to believe. If you choose to believe the lie of the patriarchy when it comes to you in power, that you don't matter, well, then it's like, even if you manage to embody peace, but when you on top of, hey, I am peace, but then you believe, and I don't matter, then you being peace sadly doesn't make a difference, because what you believe and in your own body sense as rock solid truth will counteract your embodiment of peace and will destroy your aura of and radiation and beingness. So we all, and this is one part of my core mission with the Juicy Life Leader Academy, to install in you, obviously I can't give it to you. It's sadly not something like, here, imagine this is a magic pill or magic wand and I bang you on the head or give you a pill and now suddenly you believe, oh, I matter, I'm powerful. I wish I could do that, seriously. If I could sell a pill which would make that shift, I would do that, but I can't. And yet I will give you a context, a metaphor, which hopefully in your brain creates an opening. And here it's just a few minutes process. Inside the Juicy Life Leader Academy, we have a whole month, a whole module with different lessons and trainings and exercises and habits to really make this a hardwired foundational shift, that you don't only think it as a nice concept, oh, maybe I do matter, how interesting, that you own it in your bones, that you wake up in the morning and independent how shitty you might feel, that you know with every breath you take that you absolutely matter, absolutely. Shuya, I love this comment here, and I will ask you later exactly what you mean by that. So the context, metaphor I want to give you to shift this here, let me grab, where are my markers? Here are some thin ones. I want to symbolically cross out in dark blood red here this pyramid. And I'm also here not turning it around. Yeah, this is because this would be also patriarchal thinking. So to get us out of this lie that we don't matter, I want to share the following. And it's my intuition who gave me that image tonight when I was thinking about meeting you. Who of you have heard about the research in the 70s from Rupert Sheldrake, a British or Scottish guy, Rupert Sheldrake? Anyone knows him? Okay. No, don't worry, he's not commonly known, and he is also not accepted by school science. And when I lived in Germany in the 70s and 80s, I was deeply involved, what we called in Germany at the time, like the New Age. And that means in a lot of borderline scientific gray zone of weird new stuff. And Rupert Sheldrake is one of those researchers. So he was doing research on islands in the Pacific Oceans, where there was a tribe of monkeys. And biologists have watched these monkeys for generations, for a long time. And these monkeys were known to eat a specific kind of potato. And potatoes grow in the dirt, in the earth. And they watched suddenly that on one small island, a small group of monkeys started to wash the potatoes in the water, in the ocean, in the salty water, before eating them. That was completely new for these kind of monkeys. Wow, they didn't eat them any longer with knuckling on the sand on the potatoes. No, they became gourmets. They washed it in the salty water, getting a bit of salt on it too, and ate them. So you could say, great for the monkeys. They became French gourmets, right? No, the interesting thing was, after the small group of monkeys started doing that, in a very quick time, the whole population of that kind of monkeys on that island did it too. And when all the monkeys on that island did it, guess what happened around the world? On islands and countries where there was zero, nada, nothing of physical connection with that small island somewhere in the Pacific Ocean to that monkeys, all monkeys of the same kind started from one day to the other to wash their damn potatoes and refuse to eat them straight out of earth, dirty. They all became gourmets. Hello, can I see some like, wow, can you all unmute yourself and say something like, wow, man, how was that possible? I mean, this is
unbelievable.
Exactly, Bonnie, this is unbelievable. How did they do that? They didn't have cell phones or the internet. They were monkeys and there was no physical connection. And here comes Rupert Sheldrake. He said, there must be something which connected these animals, these monkeys. Otherwise, there is no explanation. It's just statistically that it's not was another small group or 2 or 3 monkeys. No, all monkeys at the same time, same day did it. It was, and I apologize if I pronounce it wrongly, a cataclysmic turn. I hope that is an English expression. Cataclysmic. I have to look it up. It's a difficult word. It's when something is like building up, and then poof, all at once, it changes completely. A cataclysmic event. So Rupert Sheldrake thought, okay, there must be something. And if it's not the internet or cell phones, I mean, at the time, the internet didn't even exist. So he didn't think it's not the internet. Sorry, that's historically wrong. He was just asking himself, what the heck made that possible? And as I said, he is completely disputed, not accepted, but he came up with the concept that our planet, where's my globe? Let me grab my globe. He believes, and I probably butcher his research, so I say it in very lame, simple words. He believed that our planet is a living organism and that there is a field like what we all have, like aura or the quantum physics, small tiny particles which can be measured, that around this living organism is a layer of an energetic body, of a field connected with Earth, which we can't see. And scientists are still debating if it's measurable or not and what it exactly is, etc. But he said it's functioning a bit like a biocomputer. And when there is new software, a new idea uploaded into the field around the Earth, and now it comes. This is a connection to you, my beloved Juicy Life leaders, and the whole topic here, because you might think, where is Sylvia going with all of that? Well, this is how my brain works. We go a bit around 5 corners, but I tell you, there is a connection. When a sufficient amount of people, in science, it's called critical mass. When there is an idea, a software upgrade into this, what Rupert Sheldrake called morphogenetic field. Ooh, I have goosebumps saying that because I love his concept so much. He called it the morphogenetic field. If there is a new information uploaded by the critical mass into the morphogenetic field, suddenly that new information is available around the planet, around the Earth, for everyone. And he coined that term, and now I forgot to bring a monkey. Let's see if I know. Well, I have here the golden, I have here a golden flamingo. So let's use that as a visual. He pointed the 100th monkey. And there's a connection with you. The 100th monkey stands for the critical mass. Steve, yes, you have a yellow monkey. No, a bear, perfect. The 100th bear, the 100th flamingo. The point is, and this goes now here, you and power, that you matter. You don't know You can't, but you could be the 100th monkey. You could be, when it comes to the information uploading, what we are doing here, a new software, a new set of information when it comes to peace. When you work on your embodiment of peace, you could be the 100th monkey, which leads to the cataclysmic change and flooding the whole planet with the information of how to get to peace. You could be the one. And because we all don't know who the 100th monkey is, but the potential is that it's you, or me, we all matter. We all matter. The 100th monkey is the person who lets the masses who are working on a new concept. And we have right now around the world movements. This is the power of movements, right? When a movement is working to do some change. We have here in the United States right now, this big movement, Black Lives Matters, which is not new. It's an old one. It came in waves throughout American history. They were under different words or names. And yet now we feel like, I feel it in my body, there is a pressure cooker happening, there's something happening. And when we reach the critical mass, the 100th monkeys, suddenly, boom, the movement will have uploaded a new information. And then the horrible, sorry to say that, war between black and white will be over, and we will have peace and collaboration. And when it's happening in the United States, such a big country, it will have a positive uploading 100th monkey effect on the whole planet. This is the power of movements. And this is why it's so important that all of you as Jewish Life leaders, small or big, you all have your own movements. You are standing for something. And the 100 monkey for your movement might be someone in your close vicinity. It doesn't need to be you. That's the other cool thing. As a leader, we don't need to be the 100th monkey. I started my Juicy Life Leader Academy. I know I'm not the 100th monkey. One of you will, in a few weeks, hopefully be my 100th signed up member. And you know, it's symbolic. I will celebrate that like crazy, like a milestone, because it symbolizes getting to the critical mass. And this is why I'm working so hard, because I want to experience in my lifetime. I want to experience in my lifetime that the patriarchy is dismantled. Men and women are finally completely in love and partnership and equality and respect with each other. And we are building a world based in that, which works for everyone. And world peace is just natural, a natural outcome, side effect, byproduct of everyone being happy and in love with each other. Yes, I'm a super big hippie. I know that this is possible, totally. And I want to experience it. I'm impatient. I don't want to take 5 generations, and I know it's possible. When just you here start to wake up to your own power, that you do matter, and you embody that, and you go into all your rooms and people meeting you sense, ooh, Linda feels so juicy, and Steve and Terry and Kathleen, Bolanyo and Bonnie and Shuya and Anne, what are they doing? They are different. Some people might first think, what's wrong with her or him? They are a bit weird. But don't worry, this is just their fear. They will be attracted to you owning your power, because a human being standing, living in their power is utterly charismatic, utterly attractive, and they want to follow you and want to know about your movement. And looking at my clock, it looks like it was good that I didn't give you this word, because I just decided I will give you dot 3 next week, because I don't want to overwhelm you or overload you. And I sense already and see it here in the chat, we have enough to do some discussions here. So to summarize what we started here today, it's about the neuroscience of peace, which means we are going to understand what we have to rewire, hardwire newly in our own brain, utilizing how the brain is constructed over several sessions here, minimum 3, maybe more, how we as Juicy Life leaders can learn to embody peace and to embrace as a deep knowing that we matter, each and every one of us, because each and every one of us could be the 100th monkey, the one who creates this cataclysmic turn of the information on this planet. Because right now, too many people around the world believe that war is unavoidable. There are too many people who believe that conflict is just human, that when humans meet, they all have their egoistic interests. And when people then meet and want the same thing or fight over resources, there's a whole long explanation. I mean, when you Google it, research it, people sadly believe this war is unavoidable because people's conflict are unavoidable and we don't have enough skills and training to mitigate and mediate conflict. So too many people believe war is written into stone. It's a reality we have to live with, and everything else is just naive and romantic and child's talk. So that is what we are working to change. Because the patriarchy thrives on that belief that war is unavoidable. It's a big business. I mean, hello, what's going on right now in the Middle East? Not going there in the depths, but we know there are a lot of powers involved who sell weapons to the area, who since decades make a lot of money of any kind of conflict in the world. So we as Juicy Life leaders, we can be the 100th monkey who allows a new software into the collectiveness of all people around the world, like an upload to the biocomputer. Everyone could be the 100th monkey to change the software. And now someone might say, this is coming up to me, oh my gosh, this is really dangerous. If that is the case, could not someone, a movement come up and make it dark, like the fight over dark and light, who wins? I mean, if there is this biocomputer, the morphogenetic field, what about the 100th monkey of the darkness, the dark side, talking here Star Wars? Well, we are living it already. The majority of people, the current software in our biocomputer of Mother Earth is that war is unavoidable. Most people believe that humans sadly are inherently bad, that everyone is an egoist and that everyone is fighting to get along and get resources. This is the current paradigm. This is where the patriarchy is rooted in. I tell you that again and again and again. It's scarcity and disconnection. And we go in other trainings into depths into that. But here, you are here to learn, to rewire your own brain, to get out of that thinking of scarcity and disconnection. So in a few seconds, I will stop the recording. Thank you for allowing me to bombard you here with the prepared content. We will meet next week for part 2, which high likely be only about that or one more point. I want to train myself to deliver less so we can stay shorter. Thank you, beloved viewer here on YouTube watching this. Please reach out. I love to hear what you take away from this, how you implement that. Please sign up to join us live with the link below, juicylifeleader.com/free training. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share these individual episodes, because you never know, maybe the 100th monkey for world peace is one of your friends on LinkedIn or Facebook. You never know. So share, 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 share. And with that being said, see you next week. And you please here stay for our discussion here. Bye, beloved viewer. Bye. And